Cinderella stories. He raised the horse on the problematic, as you would say, side of town.
Horse has got out of a tough stable, and now he's trying to turn his life around. Come on, man.
I like the idea of a horse that just grows up in the city and then works its way up and ends up in the Preakness.
Adopted by a family in the country, showing the finer things in life.
It's like the blind side, but horses.
Matt and Myron on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Matt Myron here on ESPN Radio. 888-SAY-ESPN. Let's open up the phone lines here for the second hour in honor of Ryan Russillo. 888-SAY-ESPN.
I like it.
Myron cringes every time I just make you don't like if I make any sort of comment media related, right? Because you want to be able to mingle.
35 years of the best sports talk in Nashville. It's the George Plaster Show with Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame quarterback Kelly Holcomb and young gun Lewis Maddox. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome in. It is a beautiful and hot Thursday afternoon. We're in Clarksville, Tennessee. We're in a beautiful suite at Forterra Stadium when in a little less than 3 hours, Austin Peay will open their 2026 football season against Gardner-Webb. First things first, I want to thank Ryan Plockelman and the folks at 5 Star Communication for this incredible hospitality. This place 40 years ago, it wasn't very pretty. And the job they have done renovating what is an old football stadium and making it into something really nice is incredible. I'm really impressed. This is the first time I've been in here since they've renovated. Lewis Maddox is alongside. Kelly Holcomb will join us around 4 o'clock today when we unveil the Underdog Picks. Lewis, I want honesty. Did you miss me?
You know, George, we've both taken on a lot of work over the past couple of months with the changes that we've made to this show. So honestly, yeah, because I was doing both sides of it this past week.
Yeah, but you had fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay,
me and Kelly had a blast.
I'm sure you did.
And me and Clay.
Did you all roast me at any point?
Oh man, we were unrelenting.
Really?
Unrelenting towards you.
So will I. A week from Friday. Let's see.
Week from Friday.
Payday.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'll be unrelenting as well.
Okay.
Let's see. College football's here. 2026. It's all help me with this. It's FCS.
Yeah.
Is the little guys. There are a bunch of FCS games tonight, and then starting on Saturday, the big boys get going at 11 o'clock with Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels against TCU.
The Football Bowl Series, not the Football Championship Series. FBS, FCS.
Okay, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. So
this is a really nice FCS facility that we're sitting in right now.
I'm telling you, this side doesn't feel FCS at all.
No. Where we're sitting right now, this feels like SEC.
Ryan Plockelman took care of us.
He did. This is a nice spot.
Okay. One thing I want to do before we get to the update. I lost a really good friend a few days ago. He was a longtime official scorer at Vanderbilt. Warren Phillips. Now, most anybody that knew him as Wahoo. I have no idea exactly how that nickname came about, but Wahoo passed away on Tuesday. I want to send my thoughts and prayers to his family. A great friend, maybe the funniest human being I have ever been around. With great parents and a great big brother in Keith. So I want you guys to know that I'm thinking about you.
Yep.
So do we do an update at this point?
Yeah, we can do an update.
After a week, I've forgotten what all it is we do.
We've got Blaine on hold.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I did forget. Yeah.
That's okay.
Daily Titans update.
It's your first day back.
Yeah, and Blaine Keller from Main Street Media, nice enough to fill in for Terry McCormick, who's probably up at Yankee Stadium.
He was wearing a Yankees hat yesterday.
Oh, God. Yeah. Let's bring Blaine up there. Blaine, how you doing?
For Terry here today.
Where is Terry?
It's a good question. I'm not even sure if I know. I think he probably told me as we were getting ready for the Titans and Seahawks preseason game last week. But, with all that we do at Main Street Media, the last 2 weeks has felt a little bit like a blur. All I remember is he said, fill in on Thursday. So that's where I am now.
Well, thank you for doing this. I know that the Bears are in town. They're doing the joint practices. What have you learned out of that?
Well, Robert Saleh said after the practice today that he felt like the second half was really, really, really good, the second half of that practice. The first half, a little bit of a lull, both offensively and defensively for Tennessee. The big story to come out of today was former Titans safety Xavier Woods clearing out Wan'Dale Robinson on an intended pass late in the 2-minute drill that caused a really big fracas between the two teams on the offensive field. So of those, a couple of takeaways there, I think the big one was seeing Xavier Woods kind of spark something like that.
So when these teams get together, they don't appear to be on their best behavior. They play on Saturday at 5:00 at Nissan Stadium. Blaine, what do you know as far as, the quarterback stuff and how they intend to go with that?
I think Robert Saleh said today that starters will likely play about 25 snaps on Saturday. So kind of similar to the first two games that we've seen out of Cam Ward and the Titans' first group, offensively and defensively. And then after that, likely to kind of see something similar as to last week, where Mitchell Trubisky gets a few drives. Then you're on to Will Levis, and at the very end, Hendon Hooker might get a look or two as the Titans wrap the preseason with the Chicago Bears.
I've asked Terry this. This comes up a lot. Now, as we get to the end of preseason, decisions on Will Levis. Is there a trade market for him? And if there isn't, do they intend to cut him?
Well, I think it's a tough question to answer. Based off of what they showed last week against Seattle, Will Levis didn't necessarily show much in his limited time that he got in that game. And the moments that he did play, he was really more so used as a running quarterback. So unless somebody was specifically, a team was trying to specifically see how he would operate in that kind of circumstance, it feels unlikely that kind of performance would wow somebody into giving up even a late round draft pick for Will Levis. Now, I don't think it would be wise to let go of him at this point. But it is a precarious situation to either carry three quarterbacks on the 53-man roster or let a second-round pick from a few years ago walk for nothing.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Blaine, good report. Tell Terry that you should get half of his salary for this, and you'll be shocked to know what that is.
Maybe 2 cents, huh?
That's probably too high.
Too many,
Blaine, thank you. Appreciate it. Blaine Keller from Main Street Media with our Daily Titans update. Okay, so right at the beginning, I totally forget that. That's not a real good start. But then I know we do an update, and hopefully you can make up for it.
Yeah, I'll attempt to make up for it. A lot of NFL news today, not NFL player news, but NFL league news. First of all, the NFL has signed a new sportsbook partnership deal with Fanatics. They now join DraftKings and FanDuel as the official betting partners of the NFL. This is a multi-year partnership that allows the sportsbook to obtain official league data for their site, as well as get the use of in-game advertisements for NFL games. All 4 entities now will collaborate on responsible gambling initiatives. So that's all 3 sports books and the league are going to be working to push responsible gambling habits, even though this is the biggest problem facing our sport today.
What a load of crap.
Yeah.
You know, this whole, and I'm aiming this at all the sports. Okay, they all act holier than thou about gambling. I get it. Then don't accept the money. It's two-faced.
It really is.
It's totally two-faced.
On the player side of things and coach side of things, personnel side of things, that's completely taboo. But we want every fan and every person outside of that that's involved with the sport to be involved with that too. It kind of goes hand in hand these days, and it's not the best look.
No, and what basically they're saying is, as long as it butters our bread, we're fine with it. But then when it comes to the players, we're going to have a totally different set of rules. And to me, you can't have that. It's wrong.
Okay,
if
so
you're going to make that big a stink about it,
yeah,
and
then
I
make a
get
stink
why,
about it.
make a stink about it, and don't take their money.
I agree.
You know, the official. What were the words you used? The integrity of.
So the multi-year partnership allows fanatics to now advertise in games and obtain official league data to implement into their website. I guess that just means stats and stuff.
You went past that.
But all 4 entities, so the NFL and all 3 of those sports books, will now collaborate on responsible gambling initiatives.
Yeah, what a load of crap.
Okay,
welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. And we'll stay in that kind of mode here because we have gotten deep into the conversation about NFL players trying to make their way back into the college ranks. So the Big Ten initially made their statement stating that they weren't going to allow NFL players to be on Big Ten rosters. The SEC followed that up. LSU, SEC put out a similar statement. LSU was the only one who didn't vote on that statement.
Imagine that.
15 schools did in favor of not allowing this. LSU did not. Now LSU is kind of coming back on board because the SEC had a 16-0 vote pass regarding penalties when it comes to bringing NFL players back. So those penalties could be, for schools that violate this, a suspension of their head coach for half of a season, a fine equivalent to 50% of that particular sport's annual budget, and revocation of league voting rights. Greg Sankey has also been granted permission to hand out additional sanctions to schools that violate those rules as well.
Yeah. Look, at around 3:40, at 3:20, or give or take a minute or so, we will have an interview with Austin Peay's football coach, one of the younger ones in the business, Jeff Faris, whose family tree is very David Cutcliffe. I got a chance to spend a bunch of Tuesday with David Cutcliffe at his home in Birmingham. That was one of the highlights of vacation.
I hear it was pretty cool.
It was unbelievably cool.
Okay. That piece has now an extra part to it. So the Big Ten had their statement. The SEC follows suit. Now get this. The NFL has put out a statement saying that NFL players that return to college this season may not return to the NFL also this season.
Until the next season.
Right. So if they go back to college, they can't come back to the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much saying that they're thinking that could be a possibility, which is so insane to me that somebody could go college, out of college, preseason in the NFL, back to college. They don't make it in college. That gets shut down by a court system or something, and they go back to the league.
We've got a total mess.
We do. Big time.
A total mess.
49ers owner Jed York and his situation.
He's got a mess.
He has got himself into a big mess. He bonded out of jail for $5,000 and pleaded no contest to the charges that he's facing right now, which is pretty much soliciting prostitution. Roger Goodell has stated on the matter that the league is reviewing the situation under its personal conduct policy to determine the 49ers owner's punishment.
And the players are sitting there watching this going, is Roger going to drop the hammer on one of his bosses? Because this is where commissionerships get really dicey. Commissioners have no problem dumping on players who misbehave. But when it comes to owners who happen to be the commissioner's boss, it gets a little
Who happen to be
sticky.
billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a Robert Kraft situation, and he was,
Yeah.
they're untouchable. So we'll see what happens. If I had to guess, likely not that much. If he's bonding out of jail for that for only $5,000.
Okay, you want to see this?
Slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Also a mess is the situation in Los Angeles on the NBA side of things. Jeannie Buss has now asked the court to block her siblings' vote to sell the Lakers share or their shares in the Lakers franchise, and is even asking for 2 of the siblings to be removed from the family trust for breaching their fiduciary duty.
She referred to them as devious. These families that have all this money, it doesn't always play well in the sandbox.
Can get a little sticky, can it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened here with the Adams family.
Oh, sure. Free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga has signed a 2-year, $12.4 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That projected starting 5 now looks like Jonathan Kuminga, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert. Doesn't sound half bad to me.
No. Look, Minnesota's one of these teams. They put it all together. They got something.
They got a good fan base behind it, too.
They never put it all together.
That's also true.
Yeah.
NFL has officially eliminated the Pro Bowl games. This came out yesterday, but wanted your take on it, George. They will now focus on the honor it is to be considered a Pro Bowler with no festivities.
This is one of the smarter things the NFL has done in a while. The Pro Bowl had become a joke, and everybody knew it. And what they really were doing were dangling this as part of a TV package. We'll throw in the Pro Bowl if you'll take. Well, something's gone on behind the scenes where the networks have apparently told the NFL, save it. We don't need to hear it. We're not carrying it.
That makes me want to look up the numbers. I don't know them right off the top of my head, but I'm sure the TV ratings for the Pro Bowl last season were pretty abysmal.
They're not what games are, but they're probably still better than most.
Not good enough, though. Starting this season in the NFL Players Association has announced that there will be a greater emphasis on hip drop tackles, horse collar tackles, launching at a player, hits on defenseless players, and blindside blocks. 3 of any 5 of those offenses is going to result in a 1-game suspension this season. Matt Gogol, a PGA Tour Champions player, has been suspended for betting on golf. He received a 6-month suspension from the tour. He placed bets on PGA Tour competition, but PGA says he did not place any bets on tournaments that he played in himself, but the act itself violates the tour's guidelines. He said in a statement that he unknowingly placed small recreational wagers on golf in 2024 and 2025.
Okay, I read
Unknowingly?
that, and I'm like, how unknowingly?
Yeah, that part doesn't really click for me.
I mean, while I was in Biloxi, I unknowingly played some blackjack.
I'm sure you didn't know about it.
I mean,
yeah, you did. And
what
so
does
did
that
Matt Gogol.
mean, unknowingly?
Yeah, I don't really know what that means.
Unknowingly is a load of BS.
He could have just stayed silent, and his
he'd have
look
been
was
better.
probably going to be better off.
He'd have been better off.
Last piece of the update, and we're going to end it the right way. The Dodgers and the Braves tied at 5 last night. Hassan Kim, he did the rest.
Line drive! It's down! Thomas is coming home! The unlikeliest of heroes, Hassan Kim, has his big moment!
How about that, George?
Well, yeah, that big smile. It has not turned out the way any of us hoped for Hassan Kim. And let me say up front, I was one of them who wanted him. But good for him last night, because I'm told that he is not pouted. He stayed very professional while he's gotten virtually no playing time. My hope is that what has gone on the last 2 nights in Cobb County will, inside that clubhouse, unify that team to say, you know what? We don't have to be scared of the Dodgers. We don't have to take a back seat to them. Now, maybe they do, but for two
in a row
nights,
it gets you pretty pumped up.
And Chris Sale tonight, I'll say this. I'm glad to be back, but if I were not back, I'd be in Cobb County tonight. Go Chris Sale. Show him who daddy is. After the break, Austin Peay football coach Jeff Faris will join us. He's part of the David Cutcliffe family tree, and as you'll find out in the interview, he's pretty proud of that. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling, they enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between personal service and digital solutions. As your local independent bank, we're proud to offer the relationships and trusted service you expect, along with the tools and technology that keep you moving forward. So whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Because this isn't just where we work, it's where we live too. Wilson Bank and Trust, here to get you there. Member FDIC.
Are you tired of living with back pain? What would you do if the pain was gone?
At the Dr. Gill Center, we've helped thousands of people over the last 30 years break free from pain and get back to living life. We're committed to your outcomes, and our caring team listens, understands, and offers real solutions to neuropathy, back pain, and joint pain without unnecessary surgery or medication. Choose the clinic that listens. Choose the clinic that cares. Call the Dr. Gill Center today at 615-882-4838.
Let's make your pain-free life a reality.
Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
We are in Clarksville, Tennessee today. Thank you for being with us. We are in a suite, which is beautiful, at Forterra Stadium on the Austin Peay campus. They will open in a little more than 2 hours against Gardner-Webb. The smaller schools, a lot of them are opening tonight. The big boys, there are 5 or 6 games over the weekend on Saturday. I mentioned earlier, Austin Peay's head coach, 36-year-old Jeff Faris. If you look at his family tree, it's got a lot of Duke and a lot of David Cutcliffe, and that will come up in this interview. A year ago, about this time, there was a lot of talk about Austin Peay football. You all were in the process of a really impressive win at MTSU that got a lot of people's attention in the Middle Tennessee area. A year later, what did that win do for your program?
George, it was a huge win. First FBS win since 1987, and then we followed it up with ranked FCS wins the first year, I think, ever that we had a ranked FCS win. and a FBS win. So we got off to a great start. I'm proud of how our team fought throughout the year, and we're continuing to build momentum. And I'm fired up. We've got 60 returning players off last year's team.
So you'll get a laugh out of this. I go way back in that old stadium when Watson Brown was the coach. I did his television show. It's the worst TV show in the history of these kind of things. It's awful. If you ever find it, burn it. But what has the new stadium done for you all?
It's done everything. I think from a recruiting standpoint, it's very easy to recruit to. We're proud. Last year, we went 6-0 at home for the first time since 1949. Great environment for our fans. And, our guys love playing at home. So it's a great environment. We're excited to kick off tomorrow night against a talented Gardner-Webb team. Pack the fort and go to work.
Yeah, tell me a little bit. It's a different coaching world, as we all know. Can a team build momentum off what went on a year ago like they used to?
I sure think so. And I think we've talked a lot with our team about changing limits and, beating MTSU, beating a ranked West Georgia team, standing toe-to-toe with Georgia. That was probably some of the limits of last year's team. We're changing those. And every step along this process, since we came together January 20th, these guys have gone above and beyond. So I'm fired up to finally hit somebody else. I've been a part of some special football teams, some unbelievable mentors, and Coach Cutt, who we talked about before we came on the air, and Coach Kelly. I've never been a part of a team like this, and I'm excited to go to work.
Okay, I got to ask it then. David comes on my show every Tuesday during football season, and as you can imagine, he's an unbelievable interview, besides the fact he's an unbelievable human being. What kind of things did he help you with in your early years of coaching?
Yeah, I would say, obviously his expertise of X's and O's, everybody knows. One of the best play callers to ever do it. One of the best program builders to ever do it. He invested more in me as a human being than anybody other than my own two parents. And I'm so fortunate to, at a young age, have had such a tremendous mentor. I'm so blessed. And everything we do here at Austin Peay is because I learned it from Coach Cutt.
Oh, I believe that 100%. And he is the best. And maybe you and I have to trade places on who's his number one fan. It sounds like we both are. So
yes,
he's got all this stuff. I got to see it all yesterday in his rec room, all the quarterback stuff. You've got a really good one right now who's got a Nashville background. Talk to me a little bit about him.
Yes, Chris Parson is the unquestioned leader of our football team. And it's hard to believe, George, that as well as he played a year ago, that was his first year as a starter. He had started one game at Mississippi State. And part of the reason why he chose Austin Peay was because Chris Parson came every year to the David Cutcliffe Quarterback College. We would attract a high caliber quarterback, some 4- and 5-star guys that are 17 and 18 at the time. But we'd be talking about this 13-year-old that had the best practice habits from Duncanville, Texas at the time, and eventually moves to Ravenwood and has an unbelievable career here in Williamson County. So he's a special young man, an unbelievable player leader. And, everything we teach him from a quarterback standpoint comes from Coach Cutt. And I'm excited because he's grown leaps and bounds from year one to year two. And I think we're all going to see a little bit of that tomorrow night.
Coach Faris, this is Lewis here. Dude, was really cool to see your program do what they did last season, 7-5, and obviously, like you've been talking about, 6-0 at home last season. But Gardner-Webb's no slouch that comes in there tomorrow night, also 7-5 last year. What about those guys? Your thoughts on them? Plan to go against the Running Bulldogs tomorrow night at the Fort.
What a great opportunity to learn about ourselves. We've had a great fall camp. I've got a ton of respect for Chris. everywhere he's been, he's won. So we got to come in and play our best football to come out with a win. I think they're going to do a variety of things defensively to keep us off balance. And their offense, they can score. So we're going to have to play our best game. And I'm excited.
Coach, and you've talked about obviously David Cutcliffe at your time with your time at Duke, and then Chip Kelly with your time at UCLA. But outside of those two dudes and you becoming a head coach now, what piece or person involved in those 11 years that you spent at those two schools influenced your style as a coach today the most?
That's a great question. But obviously Coach Cut and Coach Kelly are the two biggest ones. But man, like the young coaches that were there at Duke, as we were kind of cutting our teeth and learning, the profession, like I think of Matt Guerreri, Kirk Benedict, Raekwon Boyette, Jared Parker, we were all young coaches together. And, you look 10 years later, now Matt's coaching the safeties at Ohio State. Kirk is the special teams coordinator at Georgia. Jared's the head coach at Troy. Those guys, as mentors have been tremendous influence on me as well.
Hey, Coach, last thing for me, I know it's kind of different at this level that you're at now when it comes to the reality of the NIL world and how you operate in that. And I kind of want to know, at the bigger levels now, you're starting to see schools focus more in on recruiting when it comes to the transfer portal or recruiting out of the transfer portal. I imagine that that's somewhat different at this level. How do you go about the recruiting process, high school recruits versus college recruits or portal guys?
Yeah, Coach Cut and I share the same belief. We're going to area recruit. I'm a firm believer in that. You got to grow your great players. We're going to also recruit out of the transfer portal. I think we led FCS football in division or FBS transfers to an FCS school. But I think it all starts with high school recruiting and developing your guys. And whether you're taking them from the transfer portal, Division II, junior college, or high school, I think it's all about fit. When we go recruiting, we talk about at Austin Peay, you're going to receive an unbelievable degree, have a great experience, and we're going to push you and develop you no different than Coach Cut did at Ole Miss, Tennessee, or Duke. And it's the same blueprint. We just happen to be in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay, we're done on that. Hey, Jeff, hang on the line for a second. I got one for you before I let you go.
Okay.
So David gets fired at Ole Miss, and I think all of us that kind of saw that situation were like, he got screwed. Well, lo and behold, 5 days later, Doug Matthews and I used to work together when I was at 104.5, and we're down at the SEC football title game. We've done the show, and now we're having dinner, and David's joining us. And so I'm telling him, Coach, man, I feel bad. You got screwed, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, I get a phone call, and I look at my phone, and it's Kevin Stallings, basketball coach at Vandy. So I pick it up, and he says, hey, you're friends with David Cutcliffe, aren't you? And I said, yeah. And he goes, do you know how to reach him? He goes, my athletic director from Illinois State is now at Indiana and needs to talk to him. I said, hold on just a second, Kevin. I said, you're never going to believe this. So before I hand the phone to Cutcliffe, I said, look, if this works, I'm getting a finder's fee.
Oh,
that's
wild.
He is a beauty. He told me a great recruiting story yesterday that when he went back to Tennessee, that Fulmer had started, after, I guess, you know what, we'll let David Cutcliffe tell that story next Tuesday. Jeff Faris is a young, very energetic head football coach at Austin Peay. Looks to me like they're on the rise.
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely on the rise. And, that's kind of the way of the new age of college football. You want a guy like Jeff Faris that's leading your program because that's the sign of the times. You want that young offensive dude in your building that has learned from greats like David Cutcliffe and Chip Kelly from his time at UCLA. And he talked about it in that interview. Everything that goes on in this building is a result from David Cutcliffe. And
pretty cool answer.
When you hear that, that's good to hear from an Austin Peay fan, because that was success at a very high level. Obviously, you implement some of those things on a lower level, you're going to find success too, and that's what they're doing.
Okay, after the break, I've been gone for about a week, and I've had a lot of time to think as we get close to the start of college football. I'm going to share some of my thoughts, some of which you'll probably agree with, and maybe a couple that you will say, man, I am not anywhere near where you are. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Baseball is just like music. You don't believe me? Let me show you. It's jazz, improvised and unpredictable. It's rock. The crowd explodes like a guitar through a wall of amps. It's rap, fast, sharp, all rhythm and timing. It's country, nothing but 3 outs and the truth. Do you believe me now? Look, no matter what music you're into, the hottest track in town, Nashville Sounds Baseball. Welcome to Hit City.
You've heard me talk about the putting zone. Well, guess what? It's now open, and it offers a revolutionary indoor golf experience featuring state-of-the-art putting surfaces designed to replicate real-world course conditions. It allows players of all skill levels to practice, compete in tournaments, and connect year-round. Go by and see them at 3040 Sidco Drive and tell them Plaz sent you. Football night in Nashville is back, and it's ready to roll from Sports and Social in Green Hills Mall. Our next event is the opening night of the NFL regular season, Wednesday, September the 9th, Super Bowl rematch, New England at Seattle. And then the next night, Thursday, September the 10th, it's the Rams and the 49ers. It's football night in Nashville with great prizes, incredible televisions, and fun that's guaranteed.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
We are back in Clarksville, Tennessee. Tonight, in a little more than 2 hours, Austin Peay and Gardner Webb will kick off the college football season. We thought this was a perfect way to enjoy the beginning of it. And I want to thank the folks at 5 Star Communications in Clarksville. They are a part of our little 2-station network, if you want to call it that carries our show. And man, they've given us a tremendous setting. By the way, to the left, looks like it's going to rain. Look over there.
Yeah, we've got a little color in the sky.
We got a little something. So here's kind of a thought that I've got right now. Like a lot of you who are sports fans, as we get close to college football season, there's an excitement that builds. And on the first Saturday of the season, it's awesome. Or the first Thursday night. Or
in our case?
Yeah, whatever it is, it's fabulous. But you know what? We're losing some of the fabulous. Me, I am sick and tired of the lawsuits. I'm sick and tired of Lane Kiffin. I'm sick and tired of judges who, instead of being impartial judges, are giving in to where it is they live. The dumbest of these court decisions this year was the thing involving Brendan Swordsby, where the Lubbock judge said, sure, just go do whatever the hell you want to do. And I worry that if this continues much longer, where every 2 or 3 days we're supposed to sit around the campfire and what court decision came down today and what judge did this and who's going to appeal, at some point, college football is going to lose the greatness that it has had, in particular in this area of the country.
George, I completely agree with you, and allow me to phrase it this way and see if you agree, because this is just a theory for me, that the big voices behind college football are working in the mindset of maybe closer to my generation of college football fans. They want this thing to be catered towards the new age fan and growing as big as possible. And they don't really have much regard for the way that college football and college athletics once was, and the way that the old school fan has come to know and love college athletics. I just think it's all about what's the next biggest thing that we can implement right now that will gain not only more fans, but more attention towards what we're doing. I just think that's what's happening, and it's hurting what we know college athletics as.
So let's say up front, given what we do for a living, I can probably say I'm in the top 1 or 2% of people that look forward to the start of college football season. Do I sit around for 12 to 14 hours on a Saturday? Sure, I do.
Yeah.
Do I use more than one TV? At times I do. I love college football.
4 or 5.
But I am finding myself getting more and more disenchanted with how this sausage is made. You think about all the different court decisions that we've had to sit around and talk about during the summer. Now, don't get me wrong. It's probably good for the business that I'm in, but I don't think it's good for the business of college football. And I think if this stuff continues much longer, it is going to turn off the more casual fan than me who doesn't, make their living and have to know on Monday what went on. Some of them are going to start to say, you know what? Screw it.
George, let me ask you a question, and this is not me calling you old. This is me saying that you have seen more college athletics than I have. So asking you this question as a college athletics fan, not as George Plaster, the sports broadcaster, just a fan of say college football. Could there be something that happens? Do you see something happening to where they could completely lose you?
No, probably not. And the same thing in baseball. Look, I fully believe that we're going to have a pissy strike, lockout, whatever you want to call it. I don't think we're going to wake up in December and, they have an agreement.
No, that's not going to happen.
And if you put a gun to my head and said, when do you think Major League Baseball will really start next year? I would say July 4th. I don't think they get anything done. I think it'll take them till sometime in June, and both sides starting to realize, we're losing money. But back to your question.
You're talking about half a season here.
I just think we've lost our way in so many ways. And before a younger audience says, well, you don't want to see them get paid. No, that's not true. I do think that payment of college players is a good thing.
I do too.
But here's where I think it went completely haywire is, okay, George, what level are you talking about? And I was talking about on the Power 4, Power 5 level, that each player gets somewhere in the $25,000 range. But what ended up happening is the quarterbacks took this thing to an astronomical, ridiculous thing, and some of the offensive linemen were getting chicken wings. So there's this huge disparity. Man, if you're a young parent steer your kid to be a quarterback. That's where the money. That's where the money is.
Sure. Yeah, you're talking about dudes that are making millions of dollars a year to play college quarterback. It's pretty crazy.
Here's what we're losing. Number one, who's kidding who? At most schools, these kids aren't going to class. We are entering into an era where we are sending college athletes out without a college education. Now, they may have a degree. It's a phony degree, and they're not learning anything. The second part is the lack of loyalty. And that's not necessarily all the players' fault, because the system has been set up where it doesn't pay to be loyal. And I'm just one of these people right now that is saying somebody is going to have to get something done soon, because I think the general public is tired of all these lawsuits. They're tired of all the appeals. They're tired of Lane Kiffin talking out of both sides of his mouth. Of course, earlier this week, I don't think they should be able to go from the NFL to college. But what he also doesn't tell you is, I'll be the first to take advantage of it if I can pull it off. And I just think there is a scuzziness right now to this business that I don't like. And I think there are a lot of people out there who feel the same way, who are sitting more on a fence post than I am about, are you ever going to stop loving the sport?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that, you know, when NIL became a thing, we were trying to resolve the issue of players not being paid to compensating these student athletes for, you know, they should be compensated for what they're doing. It's a job what these college athletes do every day, and they should be compensated for that. But in fixing that problem, we created so many more problems. And, you know, we can't sit here and act like this hadn't gone on some level forever, for hundreds of years. Just like Pete Golding was talking about, tampering's been going on for hundreds of years, or 100 years behind people's backs. This has been going on too. Players have been paid. But the thing is now is that it's out in the public, and it has gone to a scale that no one could have ever dreamed of when this thing started in 2021. I mean, it's insane. When this thing started, nobody was thinking that this is the state that we're going to get to. NFL players trying to make their way back into college.
It's
and the mess
nuts.
that the court system is in right now with the NCAA. It's pretty insane. And like you said, George, yeah, it's not going to kick people like you or me, serious college athletics fans, away from the game completely.
But we're top 1%.
Those fringe people, I mean, that actually care about it, but, you know, maybe don't work around it as we do, are going to say that this isn't worth it watching anymore. I mean, it's pretty much just reality TV at this point. It's a big mess. And at this point, I really don't know what can be done. I know for a fact that nothing is going to be done to restore college athletics to what it was prior to this taking place. But I don't know. I don't know what either could bring it back to something close to that, George. I mean, do you think it's too far gone?
I'm starting to think that, and I really started to feel this way around the Brendan Sorsby decision, because it was so obvious that he should not be playing on the college level. Number one, Texas Tech showed absolutely no morals, no ethics in any piece of it. A judge who was supposed to be impartial, how he came to the decision that he came to grant the injunction. At that point, I just said to myself, any school can find a judge within 25 miles of campus who is biased enough to give the school whatever in the hell it is they want.
Well, sure. He graduated from the law program from that university. He was probably in a fraternity too, or a sorority, whatever your judge is. I mean, they've got connections to these universities that, you know, you'd like to be not a factor in a court case, but it definitely is.
But judges are supposed to be above that.
Well, yeah, sure. But are they? No.
Well,
not every single one of them.
It doesn't appear that way.
No.
Anyway, I'm kind of at a loss right now. I mean, the concept that a former college player can go to an NFL training camp and get cut by that NFL team and then go back to college and find a judge who will say, sure, that's okay. I mean, I know you've heard this from me before. We have lost our way. And then about the time I think it's really bad on the college level, Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, this NFL franchise with all this history, okay, they made a terrible mistake on Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
They basically said, win at all cost. And the problem for the Browns appears to be that he's nowhere near the player he was when he was in Houston, when he was really electric.
Yeah, he was electric, but absolutely not. If you find yourself in a competition with Shedeur Sanders for the starting quarterback in Cleveland for that job, you're not what you once were. But George, we talked about this a lot over the past week. I brought this up with Kelly.
Yeah, I bet you did.
My main point was, looking back on it, with the way that Watson was treated in that preseason game with Buffalo, and he was booed in Cleveland at home, completely almost booed off the field.
He's radioactive in that city.
Yeah, and he is talking badly about the fans afterwards in the post-game press conference. He's played worse than Shedeur.
Dumb.
He's played worse than Shedeur throughout the preseason, but he still wins the job. Me and Kelly kind of came to the conclusion that this was never really a competition at all.
No, they made this decision in April.
It was $270 million and whatever Shedeur was making. A tenth of that, probably.
So
that was the deciding factor.
The only way that Deshaun Watson gets out of this is if he raises the level of his game beyond anything we've seen from him in Cleveland. Because fans can be very phony. If he had an MVP caliber year as the Browns quarterback, probably all would be forgotten.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But for now, based on what his ability appears to be, he is radioactive in that city.
It kind of just came to me, but you're kind of looking at a similar situation to when Michael Vick came back to the Eagles, but it's flipped because he came back and was still a serviceable NFL quarterback. Don't think Deshaun is after a couple of Achilles tears.
What I remember, he also came back and apologized.
Big
okay,
time.
Hour number one is basically done. I look to whatever, I guess to the west or whatever, and it sure does look
it's darkening.
A little darkening. When we come back, speaking of dark, we're going to have underdog picks. Silly, stupid, whatever, but a lot of fun on the George Plaster Show.
Welcome. I'm Tom, your banker in Nashville. I'm proud to wear the green of Huntington Bank, a bank that has been building communities for 160 years, one relationship at a time. Come see us, and let's get more for money. Huntington Bank.
At Volunteer Hose and Gasket, they're not just about products, they're about solutions. If you need a custom-cut gasket or a hard-to-find hydraulic hose, they got it. From industrial hoses to hydraulic fittings and custom-cut gaskets, their stock is vast and versatile. Plus, their 24/7 emergency service means they're here whenever you need them. Visit one of their locations in Nashville and Murfreesboro or online at volunteerhose.com. Volunteer Hose and Gasket, sealing your success with every connection.
Now, here's your latest Fox 17 Code Red weather report.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. We'll stay mostly dry today, but a few isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible this afternoon. Highs will be in the lower 90s. Friday through the weekend, looking very calm. It will be mostly sunny and dry with highs in the lower 90s.
Your sports live here on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
In any work environment, culture is the most important thing. And what makes up the culture? The people. Hey, this is General Manager Sean Ford with Cromwell Media. This month, we want to congratulate our owner, Bud Walters, for 54 years of making a difference in our community. Also this month, Max Hers, who's been a part of our team for over 8 years, who's always delivering great Preds content for us. If you're looking for a new career, give us a shout at together@cromwellmedia.com. Love what you do, love where you work.
Your sports live here. WBUZ HD3 Laverne. All around the world on the Game Nashville app. We are the Game Nashville Sports Network. ESPN 94.9. The Fan. A Cromwell media station.
35 years of the best sports talk in Nashville. It's the George Plaster Show with Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame quarterback Kelly Holcomb and young gun Lewis Maddox. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Okay, we're about 3 minutes earlier than we're supposed to be, and I'm not sure I know why, but welcome all of you into whatever this is, hour number 2 of our show from Clarksville, Tennessee, and from Fort Terrace Stadium on the Austin Peay campus, where Austin Peay will open their season in about 2 hours against Gardner-Webb. So we've gotten caught here coming on way too early. I guess let's go ahead and do stat of the day and go with it.
All right, we got an NFL question for stat of the day. Which quarterback, George, threw the most touchdown passes single season NFL history?
There was a time it was Dan Marino, and
that's been broken.
It's been broken. It's not Dan Marino. Could it be Drew Brees?
I don't think so. I think I know who it is.
Okay, well, then say it.
It's Peyton Manning in 2013 with 55.
You're right. And Marino, I think, was 54.
I think that's who he beat.
Then put it on the board. There it is.
55 in 2013.
Yeah. Okay.
50 for Tom Brady at some point. That's second place.
Yeah.
I assume that's one of those Randy Moss years where he had an MVP type season.
Yep. So I guess this brings us to Underdog Picks.
It does. No Kelly yet. We do have Greg Pogue on the line.
Okay. Greg, of course, he and Darren McFarland have started a brand new show that's on this very radio station, 94.9 in the morning. Let's bring Pogie up. We'll just kind of stall around here for a minute.
Up.
Pogie, how's the show going?
Award-winning, George.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Well, tell me how it's going.
Well, it's. I apologize. I'm getting a room here or a return on my Bluetooth.
Okay. Well, can you talk to me?
Oh, I can talk. Don't.
Okay.
Doing really well. I mean, Farland and I have been around for a while. So, no. As a matter of fact, 15 years tomorrow, 102 games anniversary. He was the first voice on 102.5.
He sure was. I remember it. It was on a Thursday night, and it was at the beginning of college football season. Let me ask back at the station, because I don't guess I have any way to know. Is Darren McFarland with us?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, so let's go back to Pogie as we stall around. Pogie, tell me a little bit about your show.
Well, I mean, we're just going to be light and, not take us up and talk about the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cavs.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
the best record in baseball, and the AF champions.
Okay. So I'm sort of bobbing and weaving here as I hear Darren and Chuck are going to voicemail. That's a shame. Pokey, does your team ever advance in postseason? Just out of curiosity.
No, I wouldn't think that they've been relevant the last 9 years, and the smallest in baseball. They don't buy in. You know, they don't win it 14 years ago and only have a World Series to show for it.
Yeah, well, you might work on that. So back at the station, if you'll give Chuck a call, I'm told that he is ready, and I will try to get. This is great radio, isn't it? I'll try to get Darren McFarland to answer his phone, and hopefully at that point we'll get this show on the road. Still no Kelly Holcomb either, huh?
No Kelly Holcomb either. Hey, George, while we are stalling and we've got some rain coming down here in Clarksville now, Greg Pogue just hung up the phone, I believe, if you heard that on the radio, on the stream. George, how do Underdog Picks work for maybe a new listener on our show? Because as far as football season goes, I'm pretty new myself. I didn't listen to you before I worked here. So
well, thank you. So the deal is that the whole thing is designed for you to pick an underdog that will win their game outright, and whatever number of points they are the underdog, that's how many points you gain that week.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, the person with the most points is declared the winner.
And apparently I've been dubbed as the commissioner of this.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much. So do we have Pokey still?
Pokey's not there. I can.
Okay, well, this is really going well.
Yeah, it's going fantastic. You want to vamp a little bit? I'll try and call him back.
Yeah, I'm told Chuck McDowell may be on the line, so let's get Chuck up here. Chuck, how are you? Okay, well, this is a hell of a competition, isn't it?
Chuck's still going to voicemail there, George. Just awaiting both of them to kind of answer the phone. That's the big issue right now.
Okay, well, do your best then. I don't really know quite where we go at this point, but I guess we'll try it. Pogey again. Pogey, this so far is a disaster.
We have Darren.
Do we really? Okay, well, let's get Darren on here.
It's the best segment of all time.
Oh, yeah, isn't it, though? Darren, how are you?
Good, George. My apologies. I was talking with one Nelson LeClaire. He's a longtime hockey guy who was in the office and knows one Terry Chris quite well. So anyway, we were having a good laugh about that. I apologize for being late.
I love it. Over the years, how many times have you ever won the underdog competition?
Oh, I mean, it's been a lot. I've lost count, if I'm just being honest. I mean, it's been a lot. Yeah.
No, it has not been a lot.
It's a lot, George. I don't want to brag. I don't really like that question because it kind of forces me to brag, but it's a lot. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, who have we got on? Who do we not have on?
I believe we've still got Pogey. No Kelly.
Okay, that's a tragedy.
No Chuck.
Kelly on the show?
Excuse me?
Isn't Kelly on this show?
Kelly today is taking care of priorities. He is at Valdosta State. I love this. With that in mind, it's amazing radio watching George get a bit ticked off while things don't go the way they plan. That's beautiful.
It does make it pretty a little more entertaining.
Yeah,
for myself
they can see what's going on. So Kelly is at Valdosta State, where his where his son is a quarterback. And that's really about all I know.
Okay. Oh, so he's helping him move into college, move into his dorm or his setup?
No, they have a game tonight. This is whoever they play. It's
okay.
We have Chuck.
By the way, up here in Clarksville, it has now come down a hurricane. I mean, coming down in sheets. Chuck McDowell, I hear, is here as well. Chuck, how are you?
Buddy, I'm doing great. How you guys doing today?
Have you had a good summer?
I've had a great summer. Spent a couple weeks in Alaska and cooled off a little bit. So I got out here for a minute. But yeah, I had a good summer. Yeah, everybody's happy and healthy, ready for football season.
Chuck, what is Alaska like? And do they really have sun at 11 o'clock at night?
The answer is yes on the sun at 11 o'clock at night. I went last year with a guy that you guys all know, a guy named Golden Tate. We went on a fishing trip there, and it got dark at 9 to about 1 a.m. I'm glad I took me a little mask, got to sleep because I had to get up about 4:30 to go fishing. But we went on a cruise with my wife this year, and Alaska by a cruise ship was absolutely amazing.
Okay, let me get a couple of pieces of business squared away. Some of you are wondering about the General, Al Dorsey. The General contacted me several weeks ago. Darren, as you know, you were part of watching him win 5 years in a row. He went into retirement and then came out of retirement a year ago and won the competition again. So he called me a few weeks ago and says, I'm retired. There's nothing for me, there's nothing positive anymore. You all can't touch me. Anybody got a reaction to that?
He's right. That was my
General has
reaction.
earned the right to retire whenever he feels like retiring. He's earned that right.
Darren, you used to watch him. Did you ever feel that he was using some sort of aid?
I felt like there was a guy by the name of Anthony or Tony that may have been feeding him information. And it had a last name that ended in either A, I, or O. It just felt that way. It really did. I'm not accusing. That's obviously nothing but hearsay, but that's just the vibe that I felt like. I felt like the General George was talking to someone named Anthony or Tony on the side.
Okay.
I want Anthony's phone number then.
Let's get that for him. You've got the General's number. Give him a holler. Might help.
I will. Yeah.
So,
George, wonder what he'll charge me for that information.
There will be a small fee, nominal.
George, we're not going to get Kelly.
yeah.
I have Kelly's pick, though.
Is that so?
I have Kelly's pick.
Well, excuse me. So there will be a vote on whether Lewis should be the commissioner in the future. Darren, your vote.
Sure, why not?
Well,
I'm a thumbs up.
You put some real thought into that. Chuck.
One for the good guys.
I'm gonna put the pressure on you, brother. If you say yeah, you got 2 votes now. How about that? That's a politician for you there.
So we got Poggi as well. Poggi, how do you feel about Lewis Maddox becoming the commissioner?
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, this is it's not given, it's earned, and
I can respect that.
Show that. I think at one time I was the commissioner, and about a month into it, for a little punk named Billy took over, and I was defrocked publicly, still bitter about it.
I think former commissioners are supposed to answer the phone call when they get on the radio.
Guess what? You get that reverb out of my phone, and
Yeah, I don't think we can fix that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so Lewis, by less than a unanimous vote.
Well, you still have to vote because you have 2 votes now, right?
Well, because nobody else can do it.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, you
You're
might
the
want to be
commissioner.
nice.
Don't think it's some big honor.
I'm going to take it as a big honor.
Okay, after the break, we will have this week's selections. They're only about 8 games, but if I had known how this segment was going to work, we wouldn't have done it. But we got about 8 games to pick from. We'll get the pickers' selections when we come back on the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Venture Express has been helping people in this area for more than 40 years. They're headquartered in Murfreesboro with over 30 years of dedicated fleets involving production, manufacturing, and corrugated experiences. They're an asset-based company with over 700 tractors, 4,000 trailers, and 800 drivers. If you need their help, dial them up 615-793-9500 or log on to ventureexpress.com. It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling, they enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun.
Convenience and value, 2 words that we expect when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to deliver just that, both to our school partners and to our customers. Whether you're purchasing photos, yearbooks, class jewelry, letter jackets, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience easy, convenient, and cost-effective. Find out more at jhacompany.com or call 615-867-6345 for more information. JHA, one source, one company.
Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
The good news in Clarksville is that the rain has stopped. Boy, for about 5 minutes, it was coming down in sheets here at Forterra Stadium. They're about an hour and a half away from Austin Peay and Gardner-Webb getting their season underway. We welcome all of you back. We are attempting to try to do week 1 of our Underdog Picks. What you will hear is each of the contestants' theme music before they make their selection. So first up on the board will be Kelly Holcomb. Let's hear what he picked.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
Oh, God, a country boy can survive. He's been using that for years.
Is there anything more stereotypical than what I just heard? Checks out pretty well, doesn't it?
So, okay, he gave you his selection.
He did. You want me to give it?
Sure.
He's taking Jacksonville State to beat North Dakota State.
Ooh. Chuck, I think he's going to get clobbered. What do you think?
You ain't gonna beat North Dakota State at home. I looked at that game. I said, "Boy, I'm blaming North Dakota State on the money line. I don't care if it's 5-1." Yeah, hey, it's early in the season now. Here I am chuckling. He's liable to win. I don't know. North Dakota State's always got a solid team, buddy.
So North Dakota State is at home against Jacksonville State. I'll give you the point spreads here in just a second. Next up on the board is Chuck McDowell, who's looking for a good start to the season.
I remember when I lost my.
Chuck, where are we going?
I am going with, I'm going to call it the new old ball coach. And North Carolina plus those 9.5 or 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever you want to give me on it. I'm going to take
We're going North Carolina plus 9.
There you go.
That game is in Dublin, Ireland. And against TCU. By the way, the Jacksonville State number for what is going to be a loss for Kelly is Jacksonville State plus 7. Okay, so we're 2 picks in. Now let's go with Greg Pogue and his music. Pogie, I don't guess we got to roll out the barrel, did we? Ah, there it is. Okay, so Pogie supporting his Milwaukee Brewers, who never get anything done in October. Pogie, where are we going?
It's T-Mobile. It's a cricket went out of style. He lost it. Pogie.
What happened with Pogie?
Hey, Greg, give your pick.
Pocket Mobile.
Give your pick one more time, Greg.
I just got a question for the commissioner.
Shoot.
Since he is the commissioner, I would like to know how the order of selections were determined today.
That's all George.
So you're not the commissioner.
Well, I'm kind of commissioner in training today. I didn't know what this was until about a couple hours ago. So, yeah, we're learning today. But Greg, we didn't hear Greg's pick. We need Greg's pick again.
I will take the North Carolina State Wolfpack plus the 4 at Virginia. I like C.J. Bailey, their quarterback. I think that's a win. I like that number money line as well. NC State.
Wow. Listen to Pope.
George, can I get 30 seconds, buddy?
Absolutely.
I've got a guest here. Guest, introduce yourself and tell them why that's a bad pick.
Well, I think it's a bad pick. Well, first of all, this is Albert Hainsworth. I think it's a bad pick. Hey, George.
Albert, what's going on?
I'm doing great. One thing that I don't think a lot of people know that Virginia has 13 guys returning on their team that have played at least 6 years or more. About 4 or 5 of them are offensive linemen. You know, you got one defensive guy, you got a punter, all that. So I mean, that's a lot of experience. They've been in the games. They've seen all the lights. So I'll take that 4 points.
I was just sitting back with the weeds hoping. I got a feeling Fogie's going to take NC State. And he said, "Oh, that's a bad pick."
Well, to all due respect to Albert, we only have 5 games to choose from, and you got to pick a dog. And I'm the 3rd pick, so there wasn't much meat on the bone there.
There you go. Anyway,
Good luck.
I wanted to introduce Albert. I thought it'd be fun.
Hey, you tell Albert we said hello. It's good to hear from him.
He's
Darren,
right here. I heard every word of it.
Hey, good to hear you guys.
Darren McFarland now has the 4th pick.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place.
Well, I kind of lost
Your
my mind
emotions
a
have
little
an
bit.
echo in so much space.
Chuck.
Are you taking San Jose State?
No, Chuck, I was going to go across the pond. You know, I am Irish. I was going to take that game. So I was going to, yell at Chuck for doing that, but he's got Albert Hainsworth with him, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to move on.
He may rip your helmet off.
I'm going to take. I do not own a Cowboys helmet.
Good. You're safe.
Oh.
I will take Hawaii against Stanford.
Hawaii on the road is a 3.5-point dog at Stanford.
Where are we getting these lines from? Because I see 4. Where are we getting the official lines?
Well, Maddox Sports, named after your son.
Oh, well, I need to talk to him then. Okay, gotcha. I'll have a meeting when I get home.
You do that. And last, but certainly not least, me. That's George Plaster, me.
Well, that's certainly original.
Thank you, Pogie.
George Plaster, who are we taking?
We're taking the Braves. No. I don't know if you all remember this, but Labor Day weekend of 1987, I made my debut as Memphis State's announcer. And I think in keeping with that spirit that I should go with the Memphis Tigers on the road +4 against UNLV. How do y'all feel about that?
Good pick. That was my second one.
I feel like it was the only game left to pick, so good pick.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. At least you wanted Eastern Western Michigan State. Yeah, I don't think that's real.
That's about all that was left. So let me review these real quickly.
Hold on, George. Wait, you were once the Memphis State play-by-play announcer? Really?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Who said? Did you know that, Greg?
Only 14,000 times it's been mentioned on national airwaves, but no, I hadn't paid attention.
Here goes, boys and girls. Kelly Holcomb, who was too busy down in Valdosta, Georgia, to join us. He chooses Jacksonville State +7. Jacksonville State is on the road at North Dakota State. This one is going to be an L. Book it. Chuck McDowell goes with Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels in Dublin, Ireland, 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday against TCU. Chuck, you feel good about that?
Buddy, I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing the money line on that one. Yeah, I like that play a lot. I like that in the Memphis play, and I like North Dakota State, but they were not underdog.
So you think Belichick has got a team that's considerably better than a year ago?
I think he came out of the gate last year pretty poorly, and I think that he's had 1 year to get feet underneath him, and I think it's the first game of the season, and I don't have a clue. So I think Belichick on the neutral field getting 9.5. It's opening the way he did last year. I don't think he's going to come out and open like that again. But then again, it's a 10-point underdog for a reason. So, hey, like I say, where I'm from in Mount Juliet, we're fixing to find out.
Yes, we are. Greg Pogue, a little bit on the bitter side about a series of things. How did Lewis become commissioner? Who picked the order? Nonetheless, in spite of all those obstacles, Pogue goes with the North Carolina State Wolfpack, a 4-point dog at Virginia. Darren McFarland, new to the competition, is a wily veteran from the past, but it's been a while. Darren chooses the Hawaii Fighting Rainbows, plus 3.5 at Stanford. And George Plaster, backing the 2021 world champion Atlanta Braves, who, as part of that drive to the title, ripped into Greg Pogue's Milwaukee Brewers. Old Plasmosis chooses Memphis, plus 4 at UNLV.
And you've got some type of connection with Memphis State, don't you?
I do. I certainly do.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're not Memphis State anymore. Any final thoughts from anybody? Let's start with Pogue.
Yeah, and George, I told you I was going to say this. I want to publicly thank Chuck and Leslie Financial and Medical House Calls. I do Prep Football Talk radio show 15 years, Freeman Webb, obviously, and his sponsorship of that again this year, and the Metro High School Football Game of the Week. Once again, Chuck's involved with that sponsorship, and I appreciate his appreciation of what high school athletics and particularly high school football means. So I want to publicly thank and suck up to Chuck personally.
It's the nicest thing you've done in a while. Chuck, any final thoughts from you?
Who was that guy? Who just? I'm heard a voice I never heard before. Is God speaking to us? Who was that? It sounded like a really nice guy.
That was Pogue.
Yeah, I got a thought. Albert and I about to go smoke a really good cigar, sitting at Troubadour and have a cocktail. So y'all just think about how miserable we are.
Hey, you tell Chuck. Tell Albert we said hello. It was good to hear from him.
All right.
And Darren McFarland, any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, this time next week I'll have Javon Curse make my pick for me. So I didn't know the rules. So I'm going to have Free make my pick next week.
Well, as Willie used to say, and he certainly never meant it, gentlemen, good luck.
See you, boys.
Have a great
See
week.
y'all. Okay, let's do this. So, in spite of kind of a rocky start, you all get the gist of the competition, which is to pick an underdog that you think is going to win outright. And based on the number of points that they are the underdog, if they win, that's the number of points you will get in your overall total. Now, we're going to go to the break, and we're going to open up the phone lines. I haven't talked to anybody in a week, and I would love to hear from some of you at 615-759-9949. All we're asking is that you're a good red-blooded American and you have a strong opinion about something in sports. Again, 615-759-9949. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Are you tired of living with back pain? What would you do if the pain was gone? At the Dr. Gill Center, we've helped thousands of people over the last 30 years break free from pain and get back to living life. We're committed to your outcomes, and our caring team listens, understands, and offers real solutions to neuropathy, back pain, and joint pain without unnecessary surgery or medication. Choose the clinic that listens. Choose the clinic that cares. Call the Dr. Gill Center today at 615-882-4838.
Let's make your pain-free life a reality.
Baseball is just like music. You don't believe me? Let me show you. It's jazz, improvised, and unpredictable. It's rock. The crowd explodes like a guitar through a wall of amps. It's rap, fast, sharp, all rhythm and timing. It's country, nothing but 3 outs and the truth. Do you believe me now? Look, no matter what music you're into, the hottest track in town, Nashville Sounds Baseball. Welcome to Hit City.
Football night in Nashville is back, and it's ready to roll from Sports and Social in Green Hills Mall. Our next event is the opening night of the NFL regular season, Wednesday, September the 9th, Super Bowl rematch, New England at Seattle. And then the next night, Thursday, September the 10th, it's the Rams and the 49ers. It's football night in Nashville with great prizes, incredible televisions, and fun that's guaranteed.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
Okay, we are back. We're going to get some phone calls going here in just a second. We do have a couple of lines open at 615-759-9949. You ready to roll?
Yeah, ready to roll.
Okay, let's start in Murfreesboro. By the way, we're in Clarksville.
Sunny Clarksville now.
Sunny Clarksville. 30 minutes ago, the bottom fell out. Anyway, Jeff from Murfreesboro, welcome in. Jeff, are you there?
A good thing Austin Peay has a turf field instead of grass, right?
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't have caused that much trouble, but yeah.
It'd be a little wet, I guess, and maybe not before kickoff, but it would be, I guess. I don't know. But
that is one thing about these turf fields. They drain like
quick.
Crazy. Yeah.
Drain really, really good. But first of all, I just want to say about all this judges and stuff, NIL stuff. I mean, NIL's what brought this on, and all this 5 and 5 and 5. So I mean, don't kill the messenger. I mean, you guys want these guys to get paid. That's what it's got. That's what you got into. You wanted these guys to get paid. You can thank Ed O'Bannon for. He's a basketball player for the video game. But that's what these people want. They want them to get paid. I can't go with my little Susie to the movies, so I've got to have some cash. I can't have a job, XX, and all this. So don't be Tony's judges, but they're doing stuff. That's their job. That's their job to do this stuff. They're a lot smarter than me and you. I can tell you that. And also Mark Mitchell, when we play in Kentucky this year, he's trying to transfer to Kentucky. He won't be playing there. But it's inter-conference transfer. Thank you. Don't want that now. There's 4 or 5 of them that are already transferred within the conference. One of them went from Vanderbilt to Tennessee and back to Vanderbilt, I guess, basketball-wise. So, I mean, don't kill the messenger on that deal. Okay, and football.
So hold on. Let me ask you this. So we don't have a right to question decisions that judges make?
Ain't nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do about it? Complain and moan? What are you going to do? Complain for 2 weeks? Ain't nothing you can do about it.
I don't think that's the point. No, I don't have the power to do what judges do. But I mean, we live in America. Don't we have the right to say we don't agree with things?
Yeah, it don't mean that. If you have an opinion, you complain all you want to. Ain't gonna do nothing. The decision's still there. It don't matter what you say. I mean, it don't matter this. I mean, I could say the sky's red. It don't matter if it's blue. It don't make no difference. I mean, the decision's been made, George. You can't do nothing about it. It's done. It's finished. Done. It's done. We ain't worried about George. He's the NFL tough as leave. I ain't worried about him. I don't care.
So a sports talk show host should never bring up a judge's decision because the host.
I didn't say you couldn't. I'm saying there's nothing you can do about it. That's all I'm saying. You can complain all you want to. There's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Complain for 3 weeks till football season starts? Oh, my God, they can't. Oh, my God, it's like Aaron Carter. Now he's got 1 game now. I guess it'll be 0 next week. I guess because he can have $400 to pay for a flight. Okay? Period. He cheated the rules. Period. That's what it is. When you break the rules, there's consequences. That you don't understand, George, in life.
Oh, no, I do understand because I used to watch your school, which was the all-time single biggest cheater in basketball.
Well, back then, that's fine. We can do what we want to, and we still do. We're Kentucky. We ain't got no rules. We do what we want to. We got a checklist for a reason. And none of them's vacated like UCLA and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So none of them's vacated. We didn't vacate like UCLA. John Wooden, the cheater, 10 and 12 years. You know better. Don't be playing that game. And ain't nobody worried about y'all's underdog picks. Pick some CFL games, will you? You know what Canadian Football League is? You have a good day, George. Have a good weekend. See if you can watch UNC Belichick get his butt whipped. See you, babe.
Let me say my
do whatever.
Yeah, because I want to steer away from whatever you might say here, which I'm sure would be fine. Both of these big things that we've talked about on this show, the Brendan Sorsby case and now the case in Louisiana that allowed these 2022 athletes that are in the NFL and are at that stage now the opportunity to come back to the college level. There's a big distinction there to me because the Brendan Sorsby case, when we're looking at it from a legal standpoint, we can't find somewhere in that where in any scenario it should have gone the way it did, and it should have gone a positive way for Brendan Sorsby, for him to be granted that injunction and win that case. Now, for this current one with NFL players going back and trying to go back to the college ranks, there is a clause there. I mean, this is not on the court system. This is on the NCAA. This is all their fault because they made this clause that said 2022 athletes are going to be able to pick up their 5th year of eligibility and come back and play in college. Okay, well, if one of those guys in the NFL were to take that to court, it's pretty cut and dry. This rule says I'm included in this process, whether I'm a professional athlete now or not. I still have that option to go back and do that. So I just think there's a big distinction there in one case that we've talked about, and they're both villainized. It's both a terrible thing, but the Sorsby case, that is on the court in my decision. This thing with the NFL and college, it's all on the NCAA because they're the ones that brought this onto themselves with their own ruling.
Okay, we've got a line open at 615-759-9949. We are looking for red-blooded Americans who are intelligent and can talk in a way that we can understand what the hell it is you're saying. Tony, on line 2, welcome.
Well, I hope I can fill the bill on that. I hope I can take a positive leadership role in that situation.
Atta baby.
George, welcome back. Of course, Kelly's stopping us now on Thursday, so hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, but I doubt that. So, but I guess that's some of the fatherly duties.
To be fair, Kelly did try to get on by way of phone, but our phone system couldn't handle that many people.
We got to give him a hard time.
Absolutely.
Yes. No, yes.
Tony, can you imagine if I had asked him today, did you miss me?
That's funny.
George, someone asked him yesterday. He said no.
I talked about this early in the week with these other 2 guys, and thought I'd just bring it up to your attention today. I don't know if you know it or not, but there is a huge connection of Duke University and Austin Peay University. There's a lot of connections. It started with Gerald Harrison being hired as a athletic director from Duke University several years ago. Now he's at Marshall, but and then he and brought in your our coach Faris, who played at Duke under Coach Cutcliffe and was over there with Coach Elko. Coach Elko is now at Texas A&M. This spring, Coach Faris hired Steve Spurrier's grandson, Gavin, from Texas A&M to come and coach, be the coordinator of the passing game at Austin Peay. This connection, I call Duke the feeder school to Austin Peay right now. It's been pretty amazing how this has come in circles. So I think that's good. I think anything and anybody that comes from any connection under Coach Cutcliffe, you know it's going to be a good product, whether it be a person, human being to play on the field, whether it's going to be a solid program. And as far as speaking with this, these players coming back, I think we're all against it. Lane Kiffin, if he's going to try to go do it, I think with the penalty that's out there, that he will be he's going to be severely suffering through the budget of the football program, and I think he might be suffering a little bit. So hopefully they've curtailed this to where these players cannot come after they've went and gotten an agent, went and played on several practices or even made a practice squad or got cut or whatever, and then want to come back and get another year. Let's just hope they haven't lost the integrity of that. It's amazing how years ago they wanted the players, the simple letters, NIL, and what it was supposed to be. And it was supposed to be get these guys compensated. The schools are making so much money off the players, their jerseys in the book centers and everything of that nature, and what it's escalated to today. And it's a shame it's got to this point today. It's a shame now we're talking about a player who's gone through, gotten big money, so on and so forth, and now is coming back from college. I mean, from the pros. It's just a shame we've got to that point. And I think the average fan, the casual average fan, is going to start turning their backs to the sport itself. I think a lot of your fans who follow the sport like we do, that we love it, that we watch it, we talk about it, but we are going to be starting to get sick of it and what stems from how this is going. And as the further we get away from what the norm is, the more we're going to have problems of us staying engaged in it. Last thing, I talked to Poggy this morning, talked to him and Darren. Glad to know they're back on the air. I found that out earlier in the morning, and I was glad to call in, be a participant on this show, and I had to remind him that the Cubbies are coming. We've had 2 chances the last couple of weeks. We could have gained some ground a little bit, but we've been winning games on walk-off manner. Now we've lost some games in a walk-off manner. But it's going to be fun these next few days. George, we're down to 30 games left, I think.
Yeah.
And I think almost 25% of ours is going to be against Milwaukee. And it's fun to see all the divisions tightened up. They mean something. I'm going to let you go. Glad y'all having a good time up there. And, let's go, Pete. Talk to you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. We just had a comment, by the way, that was asking the question of Daquan Wright, who is the player that was in Cleveland, now trying to come back to LSU, if he knew that Deshaun Watson was going to be the starting quarterback before anybody else did. Which is pretty funny.
So it was stated in the first call that we don't have the ability to change this.
And with my point there just a minute ago, I just wanted to differentiate between the Sorsby case and this NFL players back to college case, that in the Sorsby case, justice system is what should be to blame there, and we should criticize that. But in this NFL players to college case, justice system did their job. It's the NCAA's fault for making that rule.
By no means am I saying that sports talk radio is perfect, but the ability to discuss these kind of things and to place pressure where we think decisions are wrong or simply feel fixed, you know what?
It's First Amendment.
Yeah, and thank goodness we have that instead of this, there's no need for you to talk about it because you can't fix it. Well, duh. We knew that. I'm not a judge. Don't want to be a judge. But
no publicity is bad publicity.
Well, that's not always true.
Towards that cause.
Tommy on line 3, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from old Clarksville, George. How you guys doing today?
Well, beautiful. Thank you for listening on our affiliate up here.
Yes, sir. I heard you guys were at the APSU football game today. How have they been treating you up there, George? Giving you the gold star service?
Well, I'll say this, 5 Star Communications, the company that owns ESPN radio up here, man, they have set us up beautifully. This is a beautiful suite. And, we've been very fortunate. Yeah, show them what this looks like from up here. So that is the smaller side of the stadium. The actual press box and the suite level where we are is enormous. When I saw it, I was like, this looks like a major college setup.
It really does. And you can see this new renovated part of it from the parking lot when we got here.
Yeah.
And it's like a diamond in the rough out here in Clarksville. It's pretty.
It's beautiful.
Fastest growing university in Tennessee, let me tell you guys. My question for you guys is, how do you think Austin Peay will fare against Gardner-Webb tonight? You think we're going to come out with a blowout win? You think Gardner-Webb will keep it close with us?
Well, first of all, I took a look earlier today. The spread is Austin Peay by 14.5, which is a wide spread for an opening night game. Now, think about it. The pros have these preseason games to work out the kinks. The college level doesn't have that,
especially at this level.
Yeah,
at the bigger levels, you've got that opportunity in week 1, week 2 to play lesser level teams, but these dudes are going against 7 and 5 on the same level from a season ago.
Yeah, Chris Parsons, in theory, ought to be the difference. The Austin Peay quarterback, a really good one from Nashville, and but no, I don't think this will be a cakewalk at all.
Yeah, and that 14 points, it might be Chris Parsons himself, because let me just spit these out at you real quick. 3,003 passing yards last season, 23 touchdowns to 5 picks. Also was the team leader in rushing yards, 743, and tacked on 14 rushing touchdowns. I mean, if you're talking about those stats at a bigger school, you're talking about Heisman conversation, and he was in the Walter Payton Award conversation, which is the equivalent of the Heisman at the FCS level. So that dude is a dude for Austin Peay. So, he's pretty much going to do whatever he wants to.
Sir, well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for your time. Have a great day, okay?
Come out to the stadium. Look forward to seeing you.
Appreciate it, Tommy.
Let's go to Michael in Franklin. Michael, if you're there, go ahead.
I am here, George. Glad to see y'all out in Clarksville at the Austin Peay game. How's it been? I know Tommy just talked about it, but it's been good out there.
Yeah, it's been weird. I mean, about an hour ago, you could see a storm off to our left. Show them kind of, again, what we're looking at. So
sorry for me getting that up close.
That's okay. So off to the left, in the left corner of the picture that you see right now, hopefully is not his mustache, but over to that left corner was a huge storm. It came flying through here, and in about 10-minute time, we went from sheets of rain.
We're talking about gale force winds.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy.
Now it's blue clear skies, George Strait out here.
And it's probably steamy as all get out down there.
Yeah. Right after that rain hit, it probably felt good down there on the field. I doubt it now.
They wish they were up here.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome to hear, George. Glad the show has been good. The ACC, I just want to talk about the ACC just now hopping on the bandwagon of preventing NFL players to come back to college. And we see the Big Ten doing this. Well, they were the first ones to do it. and the SEC. And I want to ask, why do y'all think the SEC, why do y'all think this is taking forever? I mean, especially for the ACC, who just now approved of this rule for them. Why do you think this is taking so long? And is this like a follow the leader type thing, following what the Big Ten did? Like, what do you see from this?
First of all, I don't doubt that all three conferences, before they started down the road, got, reams of legal people in a room, whatever their legal representation is, and said, okay, exactly what can we do? What kind of language can we put together that we can safely adhere to? Now, the ACC looked to me like everybody was on vacation. I mean, this looks like on the ACC level, monkey see, monkey do.
Let me give you a theory on what I'm kind of thinking with all this. Obviously, we saw the Big Ten, take a leadership role, if you will, and be the first one to denounce this whole thing. And then the SEC follows suit. Now the ACC and the NFL has done the same thing. To me, if you're one of those smaller leagues like the ACC and then keep on going down the list into a group of 5 conferences, you're thinking, okay, if those big dudes aren't going to take, or the big conferences aren't going to take these NFL players, if you're sitting here as an Austin Peay or an MTSU or a TSU, those dudes are going to want somewhere to play. Let's stay in the conversation as long as we can and not sign a rule into place saying that these guys can't play until we have to. Maybe we end up making our football team this better, sneaking in by the hair of this rule to pick up some of these guys.
Okay, let's say for a minute that you're right, because it's a really interesting theory you've put together. The problem is, I think the public opinion in this thing is so one-sided.
Sure.
That any conference that ends up doing that would have been kind of a pariah, would have been a little bit radioactive. Now,
sure, but maybe they don't care.
Well, maybe they don't, maybe they have no reason to care.
Yeah, maybe you want to sneak in as an Austin Peay one season with a couple of NFL dudes on your roster, win an FCS championship. You add pieces to an already pretty good team.
But the ACC,
because the thing is,
shouldn't fit that.
No, I'm not. Yeah, the
title.
ACC, they definitely took too long to do this. They're one of the Power 4 conferences and should have made one of these statements a couple of days ago. But like I said, if you're an Austin Peay and you're already thinking you're going to be pretty good, I think they're 18th, 19th in the FCS national rankings preseason. You had a couple of NFL guys to your roster. You're starting to talk about competing for a championship. If you can go and do that without, having any backlash from it other than, just bad will from the public, I'd say a FCS national championship is worth more than taking a little heat for a couple of months. I don't know.
I have a question.
Okay.
This is my last question. Do y'all see smaller conferences placing this rule, or do you think they don't have a chance to receive an NFL player if they go to the NFL and come back? Like, you think they just allow it to happen, and if luck falls in their lap, they get a NFL caliber player, or do you think they place a rule as well?
I think it depends on how desperate they are, because whatever conference decides to say, listen, you're welcome here, come on in, you're immediately going to have the label of renegade. And do conferences really want that? It depends on how desperate they are in the new world pecking order.
Some people are that desperate.
Would a Mountain West or a whatever the pack is now, was Pac-12, Pac-2.
Yeah.
Whatever, whatever they feel like their pecking order is, I guess the question is, what level of desperate are they?
Yeah, and I think the other thing is they can wait a little bit, because it might take some time for dudes that are in that spot in an NFL training camp to fall down to that being their option, going to a Mountain West school or a Pac-2 school. But it could happen, so those leagues might hold out on making a ruling until they absolutely have to, and they might be able to slip in the meantime and pick up a couple of those guys.
Okay, thank you for the call. Let's close out. You didn't exactly set the woods on fire while I was gone.
Okay. I also didn't embarrass anybody either.
2 and 3 is 40%, and that's not going to cut it.
Well, and my 2 wins actually made some people some money because those were real underdog picks.
Oh, you're really into that, aren't you? That's sort of your big common thing.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do it, and I don't even do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it, let's make some money.
Well, let's
take a chance.
Well, let's take a chance.
Let's loosen the purse strings a little bit.
Let's check on what I'm doing tonight, because I'm going against the 2-time defending world champions in baseball.
Yeah, that have been beat 2 nights in a row and are underdogs tonight themselves.
I'm going with the Atlanta Braves, by golly. Go Chris Sale. Show them who daddy is.
The favorite Atlanta Braves.
I'm taking Austin Peay tonight. I'm taking Austin Peay minus the 14 against Gardner Webb. Seems like a lot of momentum here in Clarksville, and
Yes.
I hope that they're able to get off to a really good start. Again, I want to take a second and thank the folks at 5 Star Communications. There's a little bit of a picture of what the new Forterra Stadium looks like. And thanks to 5 Star, great hospitality up here in the suite. We wish the Austin Peay Governors the very best tonight. We'll see you tomorrow from Nashville. So long, everybody.
Now, here's your latest Fox 17 Code Red weather report.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. We'll stay mostly dry today, but a few isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible this afternoon. Highs will be in the lower 90s. Friday through the weekend looking very calm. It will be mostly sunny and dry with highs in the lower 90s.
Your sports live here on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
At Electronic Express, we're making it easy to save big this Labor Day with up to 40% off TVs, computers, appliances, mattresses, furniture, and more. And the more you buy, the more you save, with up to $1,200 in additional savings on trusted brands like LG, Frigidaire, Samsung, and Whirlpool. Shopping local comes with perks like free delivery and up to 24 months of interest-free financing. Visit us in-store or online at electronicexpress.com.
Long day at the office? I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need something to look forward to. Well, guess what? At 12 Stones Golf Club, the real game starts after 3. That's right. Monday through Thursday, it's the Twilight Special. Just $52 for all the golf you can play. Think about it, guys. You're in your office right now, and you're only a few hours away from all the swings you can handle before the sun goes down. It's the perfect way to turn a long workday into a win. Book your tee time now.